Hello guys. Today I've come with another tutorial, and this time is on how to make this beautiful balloon asymmetric top or a monostrap top. This top is so beautiful and classy. I used 2 yards of fabric for this top. And guys, if you are interested in seeing how I made this top, then I think you should keep watching, and let's get right into it. So here are the measurements that I'm going to be working with for this top. And here I drafted a basic bodice which I placed on another pattern paper. This is really basically nothing, like it doesn't really add up so much to what I'm about to make, but then I had to make this so that in case you're a beginner, it helps you better understand it. So after I was done drafting, from the shoulder point there, that's the the shoulder point, like you see my tape, I just measured my sleeve, like the sleeve that I wanted. All right, from my shoulder I measured the sleeve that I wanted, and the sleeve that I used for this is 26, so that by the time I drag it up, that's more like it's even over my wrist, right? So that by the time I drag it up, it gives me that full effect. Okay, so here I'm just going ahead to I'm going to mark this line into a straight line. I said for mine, in case you see the way the volume is, I used 26 from my shoulder point. Okay, so here is what it's looking like already. So once I was done doing that, I just came down on the length and I went up by 3 inches. Once I went up by 3 inches, I'm going to go ahead to just use my tape to make that line into a straight line. Do you understand? Because if I just use my ruler all the way straight, I might miss it. So here I'm marking to be sure that the line in straight form. Then I'm going to just connect from that 3 inches I went up by into the sleeve. Guys, this top is, I don't know, but this is one of the simplest tops or the simplest tutorials that you are going to be seeing, trust me. So once I've marked that, next I'm going to come on the sleeve area, the end of the sleeve, and I'm going to be going down by 2.5 inches, and this is going to serve as my shoulder slope, and I'm going to be connecting it right into my neck line. Yay. Okay, so I am done doing that. I'm done connecting the lines, the 2.5 inches I went back down by. So I'm going to come down on my 3 inches line, and I'm just going to give it a very good curve at that point. Just give it a very good curve. You can use your curve, you can use your hand. This curve wasn't working for me. I had to use my hand, oh Jerry. So here is a very smooth curve that I have. There are really no rules, basically, just a smooth curve. And then once I was done doing that, on the down part, I'm now going to add my my allowance. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just add 1.5 inches allowance for my elastic casing. There I'm just opening up on the neckline by 5 inches. You're going to see what that 5 inches is for later. I'm not going to draft that line yet. You're going to see what it is for later. So guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, I think this is a very good time for you to do that. If you've always been a subscriber, thank you so much for helping this growth and being a part of this family. And if you're just joining us for the first time, you are welcome to this place. Please do well to subscribe, do well to hit the notification bell so that you're going to be notified every time that I upload a new video. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that you're watching my video. Thank you. Okay, so I brought in my scissors at this point, and I'm just cutting this out. So here we go. I'm going to bring in my fabric and I will place this top. Basically, that's the top. We're done drafting, so I'm going to place this top. So what I did, first of all, I folded my fabric into my Ankara fabric. That's the length I worked with. So it's more like I did from one selvage to the other. That's from one end of the Ankara in length to the other. So I folded it into two, and then now I'm going to be folding into another two. I'm trying to draft the front and the back, like I'm trying to get the front and the back together. Okay, so I'm laying down my fabric, and I hope you guys understand what I mean. So it means I have 4 pieces here, 1, 2, 3, and then the other one on the down part. So here I've laid this down, and I'm going to bring in my fabric, my pattern, and I'll place it on this fabric. Once I place it, I go ahead and pin it, and next is to just cut it open. But I'm not going to, now watch what I'm going to do. As I'm cutting, I'm not going to cut the neckline. I'm not cutting that yet. The 5 inches that I marked as my neckline, I'm still going to use it. I said I used 2 yards of Ankara fabric for this. Okay. So here I'm going to be notching the shoulder point. You'll see why later. It will help us when we're creating our neckline. So I'm notching the shoulder point, and I'm notching that 5 inches neckline width that I marked. And once I was done doing that, I'll just take out my pins and we will cut the mono strap. So this is what it looks like. This is what this looks like. Then I'm going to open this up right now, and I will go ahead and cut my mono strap. Okay, so here I'm placing back my pattern, and at the point I'm placing it is a center point. Remember, I didn't cut this on fold. You can cut yours on fold if you want. So that's the center point of my neckline. So I went ahead to place it and made sure the notches match each other. So once I was done doing that, on that 5 inches that I had marked, here is the 5 inches. Okay, so what I'm going to actually do now is I will be connecting it into my shoulder point, and I will go down by 4 inches. But guys, I noticed something. If you are on a big side, I think that's when you're going to do this 4 inches. But if you're on a slim side like me, I noticed that this 4 inches was really too deep for me, and I didn't like it. I ended up having to just hold this down on the shoulder so I could raise it up a little bit. And if you're on a slim side, please don't open up by this 1 inch that I'm doing now. Let people on the plus size do that. If you're on a slim size like myself, what you're going to do is to just connect yours and connect your curve into your shoulder line. Okay, so but if you're in a plus size, this is perfectly okay for you. I noticed this when I was done sewing and I tried the top on, and I realized that, whoa, this neckline is actually too deep and wide for me, and it was falling off a bit from my shoulder. So please take the correction while you're making yours. So here I'm connecting the lines together, and I'm going to give it a very smooth curve, connecting it down into the 4 inches. And then I'm going to, from that point, I'm going to just give it a very smooth curve. Like I said, if you're on a slim side, please, from the shoulder, go down by 3 inches, not 4. And don't extend by this 1 inch on the shoulder. Just curve this into your shoulder point. All right. So once I was done doing that, I've created the mono strap, basically, and I'm cutting this out. Guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, I think this is a good point for you to do that right now. Please subscribe to my channel, and so that you're going to be seeing more of the videos that I post. This is what the neckline looks like. Woo! We're almost done with this top, guys. Almost done. Here is what it looks like. So once I'm done doing this, I'm trying to show you guys what it looks like when you put it on fold. This is what it looks like. One side is deep and the other side is not entirely deep. Do you see? So the next thing I'm actually going to do now is to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm going to close up the shoulder, like join the shoulders together, and I'm going to use my bias and bias the neckline. In case you want to use a facing, that's still fine. All you need to do is to go ahead and cut your facing at this point so that you can also use it to turn your neckline. But I'm using a bias for mine. Please, you can check a tutorial on our channel on how to maybe add a facing, just in case you don't know how to, but me, I'm using a bias for mine. So here I went ahead to use 1/2 inch to close this down, and after I was done doing that, I used my bias to, you can see, and bias the neckline. So what I'm going to do is, coming on the sleeve area, I'm going to be creating a loop for my elastic band. I'm creating a loop. There's basically no measurement for this. I just used 1 inch. I folded in the first half, and then I folded in by another 1 inch. Then here I'm measuring my round sleeve. My round sleeve is 9 inches, but I'm going to be using 7 inches for my elastic band for the sleeve. All right, I just took out 2 inches. So once I was done doing that, here on the down part, I'm also going to create a casing for my elastic. And the measurement that I used for this elastic was my waist measurement, like the point where I measured my top to be. That's what I used, and I took out some inches, like 4-5 inches, and I got what I wanted. So here is me. I've gone ahead to just stitch all of this down. Here you can see I've created my loops for my elastic, the casing for my elastic. I've created the casing for my elastic, and here I'm going ahead to just cut out what I need. So for my round sleeve, guys, like I told you, my round sleeve is 9 inches, but I went ahead to use 7 inches so that it's it's going to be firm on me since it's an elastic. So once I cut it out, I put my pin on it, and I made sure I pass it through. I have 2 pieces of that. 2 pieces, that's for the left and the right sleeve. I have for the 2 sleeves. So I used my pin and I passed it over there, and I started to pass it over my casing, the elastic casing that I had created. So you can see once I passed it and the elastic got to that end point, all I did was just to use the pin and secure it, and then I continued passing it. So what I'm doing here now, I'm going to be doing it for all fours, like I will do on both sleeves, and I'm going to be doing on both the front and the back casing, the front and back down parts. So here I have gone ahead to do all of that. You can see these are the sleeves. I'm taking out my pins round. You see, I'm going to go ahead. You see what it looks like. Go ahead and just sew them on each ends. Can you see that? I've inserted all of my elastic. So once I was done doing that, I turned it over to the wrong side, and I'm just going to go ahead right now and sew. Using 1/2 inch, I will sew from the sleeve area all the way down to the waist, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. And this top is ready. Like, it's that simple. It's ready for you to rock to any occasion that you want. So hula, we are done here. I'm turning this over so you guys can see what it looks like. Wow. So here is our top ready to be rocked. I actually made this for myself. I don't know where I'm wearing it to, but I'm sure somewhere it's going to come up. Okay, so here, this is the final look of the top. So classy and beautiful. So guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate your presence here. And please do well to subscribe to my channel. Do well to like my videos. Hit notification bell so that you're going to be notified every time that I upload a new video. Until then, until some other time, bye bye.